Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Isabel Rock is sharing an update on the farm after husband Jacob Roloff left TLC's reality series Little People, Big World. Rock uploaded a TikTok on Thursday, March 27, of Roloff tending to a plant in response to a user asking about their plans to take over the farm. Rock wrote over the video, "We can't afford to fully buy it from Matt Roloff, but we do love living here while we can, and Jacob takes good care of it." The comments section of the TikTok was flooded with users weighing in about their living situation. "I keep saying the Kiddies paid for that farm. Paul only watched because of the kids. They paid for it with their childhoods," one user wrote. Rock replied to the comment with a clapping hands emoji. "Jacob deserves the land, as do all the kids. I hope TLC still pays the kids for reruns. People totally watched the show because of the kids," another commented. Rock responded, "They definitely do not pay the kids for reruns, haha." Jacob left his family's reality series in 2014, shortly after he turned 18. The series followed the ups and downs of Roloff Farms, which was located in Hillsboro, Oregon. The land was purchased by Matt and his ex-wife Amy Roloff, who at the time was pregnant with their twin boys, Jeremy and Zach Roloff. They welcomed their sons in 1990 before adding daughter Molly and son Jacob to their family in 1993 and 1997, respectively. In 2021, Matt opted not to sell off part of the land to Zach, who ultimately relocated from Oregon to Washington with his wife, Tori Roloff. The next year, Matt revealed he listed the 16 acres for sale and claimed that the boys did not want the farm. Zach, for his part, set the record straight via social media, alleging that Matt's statement was extremely misguided and false. Matt later shared his plans of converting the space into a rental. All of the families that looked at the farm but couldn't get their heads around the long-term commitment of purchasing it are now gonna be able to stay here as a short-term rental, so I think he told Entertainment Tonight in December 2022. "We're gonna set the farm up for more people to share it for a week or less than a week, so we're very excited about that." Matt Roloff spills juicy details about Little People, Big World. In Touch reported that Matt put the land back on the market in August 2023. He ultimately took the property off the market in December 2023. Days after Rock's TikTok, Jacob took to Instagram to reflect on his life while sharing a carousel of photos of the pair's son Mateo. "Contradictions are sharpening," Jacob captioned the post. "This spring marks 10 years since I got my money from the show I was on for over 10 years of my life. I was 18 and finally had the agency to not sign the contract, so I didn't and promptly left home mostly due to disgust for the show and reality TV in general." Jacob also revealed what he did with the money he earned while filming the show. "I used that money to build my world back again with my wife, rather than capitalize on it for all it was worth, for better or worse," Jacob wrote. "Now, I am grateful to live here Roloff Farms as an adult with my wife and son, growing things and stewarding the land." Little People Big World star Jacob Roloff's wife, Isabelle, just shared an update about the Roloff property. She addressed all the rumors about whether they would ever take over the farms. The LPBW star has confirmed that things have not been peaceful even after the show's cancellation. Isabel made some shocking revelations about her father-in-law, Matt Roloff, related to the farm deal. She appears to be making huge allegations against the patriarch for keeping the farm to himself and not passing it down to his children. The TLC mostly stayed away from all the drama and controversies. Jacob and Isabelle have been living with their son Mateo for quite some time. Will they ever get a share of the property? Will Matt let them buy the farm? Did he use them for the farm? LPBW star Isabel Roloff isn't holding back anything and is making direct claims against TLC and her father-in-law, Matt Roloff. She just opened up about shocking things about the show. The TLC star is no longer documenting her life on the TV screens. Jacob and Isabelle were the first ones to distance themselves from the show. They never shared much about the family feud or made many comments on it. The TLC star exposed TLC several times on social media. Recently, Isabelle made some shocking confessions about the family show when fans hoped the network would pay the children for the reruns. She shared that the network never paid them for the reruns of the show. She shared they could never afford to buy the property because of their finances. Hence, Isabel's latest comments infuriated fans over not valuing the stars and their hard work. Little People, Big World fans followed the feud between Matt and his children for back-to-back seasons. They criticized him from the beginning for not giving his children a portion of the property. Isabelle has been spending most of her time at the farm lately and working hard at the property with her husband. However, she made it clear that she won't get a portion of the land from her father-in-law. She recently uploaded a video of her husband working on the farm. Hence, fans were eager to know whether she and Jacob would ever buy the property. She stated, "We can't afford to fully buy it from Matt, but we do love living here while we can, and Jacob takes good care of it." Later, LPBW fans felt that the kids paid for the farm by being on the show, and viewers only watched the show for them. The user they paid for it with their childhoods. Isabelle didn't say much, but she responded with an applause emoji to agree with the fan. Another user couldn't understand the point of building generational wealth when they just wanted to keep it for themselves. Some also hoped that Matt would never sell the portion to outsiders and give his children the share they deserve. Isabelle agreed with her followers and hoped her father-in-law would split the land between the siblings instead of selling it to outsiders who have no sentimental value. She stated, "We all feel the same way, lol." Stay tuned to TV season and spoilers for more updates on Isabelle's views about the family farm. Brief overview of who Jacob Roloff is. His role in Little People, Big World. His departure from the show and the reasons behind it. A mention of the abuse allegations that surfaced. What this article will cover: his life post-departure, rebuilding his life, and his perspectives now. Jacob's early childhood growing up on the Roloff farm. Introduction to Little People, Big World. His early years on the show, the family dynamic, and how he became a fan favorite. Impact of fame at a young age. Reasons Jacob chose to leave the show at the age of 18. How his departure affected his relationship with the family and the audience. How his exit was handled by the network and fans. Jacob's public statement on the abuse he endured within the family if applicable. Timeline of how the allegations were revealed. How these allegations were handled publicly and privately by the Roloff family. The emotional and mental toll on Jacob and the aftermath of speaking out. The immediate impact on Jacob's life after he left the show. His relationships with family members post-exit. How Jacob dealt with the public attention after he left the show and the allegations came out. The challenges of reclaiming his life and identity outside of the Roloff family and reality TV. How Jacob started rebuilding his life, including education, career, and personal growth. His move away from reality TV and the entertainment industry. How he pursued a quieter life and became involved in other passions such as photography or travel. Mentions of his relationships, including his marriage to Isabel Rock. His journey to healing and personal growth, including any therapy or self-help practices he might have undertaken. How Jacob's view of family dynamics evolved after leaving the show. His current relationship with his parents, siblings, and extended family. Reflections on how his childhood and family experiences shaped who he is today. Possible reconciling moments with family members if public information is available. How his relationship with the public and the media has changed over the years. Jacob's approach to social media post-departure. How he used platforms to speak about his experiences, share his passions, and avoid media scrutiny. His stance on privacy, especially after being in the public eye for so long. How Jacob uses his platform today to discuss mental health, personal growth, and other causes he believes in. His thoughts on the Little People, Big World drama post-departure. His public stance on fame, family issues, and the role of reality TV in personal life. How he handles past trauma and uses it as a stepping stone for personal development. Reflections on forgiveness, both for himself and his family, if applicable. Jacob's goals and aspirations for the next decade. Hints at any upcoming projects or personal milestones. How he plans to continue evolving as a person. his vision for his future family life, career, and personal aspirations. Recap of how Jacob Roloff has rebuilt his life 10 years after leaving Little People, Big World, and overcoming abuse allegations. A final reflection on his personal growth and the challenges he has faced. Closing thoughts on the journey from childhood fame to adult independence, and how he's become his own person. Start with an engaging introduction, establishing the significance of Jacob's journey. Use some context about Little People, Big World, his role on the show, and the departure that stunned many. You could also touch on the abuse allegations, providing the readers with the framework of what the article will cover. Detail Jacob's early childhood, highlighting his role in the show and his family dynamics. Include quotes or references to interviews or public appearances to show his perspective on growing up under the spotlight. Discuss how it felt to be part of a reality TV family and the challenges it might have posed for him. Dive deep into why Jacob left the show. This could be expanded with direct quotes from interviews, public statements, and insights from Jacob's perspective. Discuss the emotional and mental impact of leaving a public family dynamic and any controversies surrounding his exit. This section would involve an empathetic exploration of the allegations, considering the emotional journey Jacob went through. You can discuss how his relationship with his family may have changed, how the public reacted, and how he was able to find strength in voicing his truth. Explore Jacob's life after his exit. Discuss the immediate consequences of leaving reality TV, including his attempts to separate himself from the Roloff family's public persona. You can also discuss how he worked on his personal development, relationships, and growing as an individual outside the spotlight. This would be a major section that details Jacob's steps in rebuilding his life. You can explore any new career or passions he pursued after leaving the show. Did he ever go to college? Did he explore any new professional avenues like photography or writing? You can also touch upon his personal life, marriage to Isabel Rock, and how this shift helped his healing. A deeper look at how Jacob has navigated life after fame. Discuss his use of social media, how he distances himself from drama, and how he's reshaped his image away from the Roloff family. You can reference specific moments on Instagram or YouTube if applicable, focusing on the positivity and lessons he shares with his followers. Address Jacob's perspective on how he has risen above the drama from his past. This section could be reflective and deep, considering how he's learned to let go of resentment and embrace healing. Discuss any notable moments of forgiveness, both for himself and his family, especially if he's publicly discussed it. Conclude by looking at Jacob's goals and vision for his future. This section could include any projects he's working on, the direction he wants to take in life, and his view